Hello and happy Monday. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have got a stranger in our midst in the form of Maxine Palmer. Maxine, my love, how long has it been?
Oh, bloody ages, far too long.
It's
got to be at least 2 months.
Yeah, it must be. Well, It's really interesting because we decided not to do them quite as regularly because obviously I was involved with the Reiki and I was just exhausted come Monday, absolutely exhausted, so we decided to do it 2 weekly. And then my self-love mastery program started. And of course, again, Monday just became extremely challenging for us to do our filming. So it's time for Ladies That Laugh, right?
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. So ladies and gents, if you have never met Maxine Palmer, Maxine is a very good friend of mine. She stumbled into my life via my old assistant, Donna Stockwell, when Donna used to be working with me. Not obviously, but she used to run a group on Facebook called The Madness That Is the Menopause. Maxine obviously connected with Donna in that group, and then Maxine found me, and I think it's fair to say the rest is history, Max, right?
The rest is good history.
So off the back of that, let me just give you a little bit of insight into Maxine. Like I say, Maxine's a good friend of mine, and she's been following me for quite some time now, probably since 2016? Yeah. So in that time, we always say this and it sounds a bit weird, but it's not weird at all. Maxine has been keeping a track on certain things that I've said and the predictions that I've made. So I love speaking to Maxine, and today's no different, because just before we came on, she's like, this, reminding me of the things that I'd said in the past for this now moment. So Maxine, before we get into any of that stuff, how have you been for the last 2 months, my love?
Oh, all bloody marvellous, love, bloody marvellous. Still at the post office. I did apply for a couple of jobs, but then I just thought, no, I'm where I need to be at the minute. I'm quite happy there. Everything's coming together nicely. So yeah, still there. We're going to go back to some of my old visitors because I've had them back since. So anybody who hasn't seen us before, they need to go back and watch previous ones.
Copper Chris just popped in my mind.
Copper Chris, yes, he's left the police force.
Oh.
Yeah. So that I didn't see him for ages. And then I saw his girlfriend when I was going for a walk, and she said, oh, he took some time off. We got quite a lot of holiday. And anyway, he came in to see me in normal dress. And I said, don't you come in here without your clothes on? What's going on? And he said, oh, I've left. I've finished. And he was quite near pension age. So he had to do quite a roundabout way so he didn't lose all his pension. But he was sick of the lies. It was making him ill.
Wow.
It was actually making him really ill. Yeah. He said at first, we all did the same thing. He said, but when you go into work and you get told you've got to say this when you know for a fact that's not happening. He said, and I couldn't do it anymore. Wow. So now he works for he helps out at a youth centre, and then he helps out at a boxing club. Oh, no. So he's not actually working, but his pension will pay for him to do all these free of charge. Oh, and it's basically to get kids off the street.
Oh, what a sweet.
And he looks amazing. He's lost 10 years in his face because he's not anxious anymore.
And he's not part of something that isn't resonant with his soul.
Said he couldn't do it, couldn't do it anymore. He said, if he could just go and do his shift as normal and arrest little buggers and, cross old ladies, get old ladies across the road. He said, but it stopped being that 2 years ago. He said, and I put up with it for a bit because we were all doing it. He said, but I knew it was wrong. And he just couldn't do it anymore. But he had to go around, he had to be ill to get his pension.
Wow.
Otherwise he would have lost all of it.
Needs must, and we've got to do what else we've got to do. So who else have you seen recently?
Gorgeous Greg. Can you remember
wow.
Gorgeous? Yes.
Gorgeous Greg.
And he is absolutely beautiful. So he's got a girlfriend now. She's really nice. He obviously showed me pictures on his phone. Yeah. But he looks he's like transformed. Oh. So he now goes for walks. He doesn't go to the pub as often. He's vegetarian. You name it. Yeah.
So now
and his girlfriend completely switched himself around, but he was like full of energy when he came in. So he's got confidence now that he didn't have before.
Sexy, isn't it? Confidence in a man.
God, yeah. I said to him, bloody hell, I made a mistake there, love, didn't I? And he said, oh, Maxine, if I'd have known. I said, no, we weren't meant to be together, love. We were just meant to meet for a short period of time. But yeah, he looked really, really well. Who else has been in? Oh, do you remember the headmaster from the school?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, little Mr. Dirty Dancing. Yeah, well, he came in to see my boss about how many kids were outside the shop after school. And he said, well, yeah, we only allow 2 kids in at a time because they tend to nick things and I can't keep an eye on them. And he said, well, I don't want them outside. They're a hazard. And my boss said, well, 60 years this shop's been here. And for those 60 years, the kids have been outside in my private car park. They're not on the road. They're not disrupting anyone. Where has this come from? He said, oh, rules from above. And obviously they're part of the academy. They're part of the whole bloody thing. So we just said, no, can't be bothered with that. Get lost. And he hasn't been back since. And he didn't want to come in when I was there.
How on earth does the headmaster think that you in a shop is going to navigate the kids not standing there?
Yeah, but also, what has it got to do with him? The children have left school, they're out of school, they're on their way home, they call at the shop on the way.
Yeah.
They're not disrupting anybody. I mean, I get on with all of them. You know, even in the school holidays, they come in and say, hey, miss, you all right?
They're a bunch of control freaks, Max, aren't they?
This is what it is, because
manipulating and control.
The masks have gone now, so they can't control them with that, or the testing or anything else. So they lost control. So that was the next bit. Yeah.
And they were trying to.
Luckily, my boss has now woken up to the whole thing, sort of. He still thinks it's his idea, you know, that he suddenly sussed it out. I just go, yeah, well done. Oh, thanks for telling me that. Yeah, because I never knew. But he did actually say to the headmaster, look, mate, go and be a headmaster down there at the school. Leave this to me.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That sounds like your boss is finally stepping up.
Finally, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, that's his business. And those kids have been coming in all these years. You know, he's had that shop 14 years himself. And there's never been a time we haven't queued up outside to come in. It's always been 2 kids at a time.
The point is, people are getting hit where it is starting to impact them, so they are having to step up. So it's taken the headmaster to come to your boss's shop to get him to pull his finger out his backside. Oh God,
yeah, because I've been hitting him with a stick for 2 years now, and it's still, you know. But when it's his idea, when he thinks it's his idea, I just go, oh, thanks for that. Yeah, no clue whatsoever. I'm trying to think who else has been. Oh, good news! I now have an allotment.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So we had this lady kept coming in, and we used to sell flowers in the summer, little plants.
Yeah.
And she came in and said, oh, will you be selling any more? I said, yeah, end of March, you know, when it starts to get a bit nicer weather. And I said, you're quite knowledgeable about plants, you know, I see me like gardening. She said, oh, I've got an allotment. I said, oh, brilliant. Where is it? I need one. So I put my name down on her list. And then, because I've been looking for one for ages, but it can't be too far away, because obviously if I haven't got time to go down there, or the weather's really bad, or my Pratmobile doesn't work, that sort of thing. But I found one that's about 20 minutes drive away. It's got horses right at the back, and that's the one I wanted. But there aren't any spaces at the moment. But I put my name down, so I may end up with 2. But Helen, who I'll go badminton with, she said she'll help, so we might end up with 2. And it's beautiful. It's just small, and it's got a little wooden like shack thing. But we're going to, we've got a guy who's going to build us a shed, and we're going to sit there in the summer with a little radio on, listening to a bit of music, watching our carrots grow.
Nice. And
yeah,
that's what I was just about to say. What are you going to grow?
Well, I'm doing the food, she's doing the flowers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I've grown food before, but I haven't grown flowers. I'm useless with flowers.
Oh,
I love them, but I can't. Plants are terrible for me. So, and she loves growing flowers, so it's going to be beautiful.
Amazing. I'm really excited, because actually that just connects in with the visions that we were obviously talking about before we came on here, and getting that land, getting that, you know, that free flowing setup that we need to be able to start growing our own food. I am so passionate about that right now, Maxine. Good.
Do you know, as soon as I got it, as soon as she said about it, I went, oh my God, I need you. Give me the number of the lady. Give me the number.
Yeah.
And I phoned and she said, we haven't got one at the minute, but there is one coming up, because one of the old guys has died and his family don't want it. But luckily he grew food.
Oh wow, so it's already set up for you.
So my bit is more or less set up, and the rest of it, Helen, because Helen and I are going to split it. Yeah. And she's going to put flowers all the way around the outside. It'll look beautiful because she's really creative like that. Oh. I just want to get my hands in the mud and start growing my food.
Yeah, amazing.
Because your own food, you eat your own food. It's just amazing. Yeah,
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I am.
I'm really excited for you.
I bought some new wellies. I'm on it.
Yeah, good. Oh, that is exciting. So having an allotment. Yeah, do you know what? If I sat still long enough, Maxine, I'd have an allotment. But
I know, without a doubt.
The vision that I've got for what's coming next is actually I'm not going to need an allotment. So we'll make it work with what we've got, right?
Well, to be fair, this is just the start.
Yes, I love it.
Because there's quite a lot of allotments down there that people aren't tending to, and we're going to speak to all of them and offer to help them.
Yeah.
We're going to get ours up and running pretty quickly, and then we're going to speak to everyone else who's there, because if somebody hasn't got time to do it or doesn't know how to, we're going to show them how to do it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that is the change that we want to see in the world. And I think that's a really, really good point for us to touch on a little bit further, because a lot of people are saying at the moment, and actually I don't know if you've seen it, but in my Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis group on Facebook on Sunday, I actually just went in there and I was like, what worldwide problem would you like to fix if you could?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
And everybody's getting all inspiring now. I want to grow my own food. I want to help children. I want to be in the healing centres. I want to do an educational system. I want to help the legal system. All of these really amazing things. That is what we need to be doing now. We need to be stepping away. And I've been banging this drum for such a long time, Max, haven't I? Step away from that noise and that fear and everything else and start creating whatever it is that is resonant with your soul, so we can start stepping things forwards. Very, very
I looked at it. If you woke up tomorrow and you could do anything, what would you do?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Then start making notes. Where are you going to start? Start just by walking up the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Max, are you still doing badminton?
Oh yes, love it. Good. The two guys still play.
Oh, okay. Because last time I spoke to you, they hadn't played or they'd cancelled.
No, they hadn't turned up for a few weeks. So we always have court 1, and they used to be on court 2. But the guy who Helen said you need to go out with him. No, he keeps falling over. He makes a big drama out of it. So and he kept apologising. We said to Helen, that's just too much attention seeking for me, love. So we moved on to court 3, and I think he got the gist. So when we went again, they said, oh, you're on court 1. I said, oh, God, who's on court 2? I said, nobody. The 2 guys have moved to court 3. So there's a big gap in between us. And we still speak and say hello and have a chat. But then a guy came in, because there's usually somebody on 2, but we don't notice it because we're playing on ours. And obviously I'm expert at it now, of course. But we do think we ought
a picture of you in my head with you
we ought to film
around in your little white mini skirt.
Not quite that far. But Helen does think we ought to video it, because she said I do the craziest movements. You know, like when I'm about to go and hit it, my brain will suddenly go, no, you're not going to bother with that. And I do something really random. And the other day it hit me right in the corner of the shuttlecock, hit me right in my head. And I'm sure it stuck to my head for ages. And I was like, no, I wasn't supposed to do that. But yeah, this guy came in the shop and said, oh, I saw you at badminton last week. So I said, oh, wow, sorry, I wouldn't have noticed you. I'm engrossed in my game. He said, it was hilarious. I said, oh, well, that's fine then, as long as I'm making people laugh. Yeah, because Helen comes out there laughing her head off. And I go, well, I'm taking it seriously. I don't know what's going on. But it's such fun, honestly.
Joker. It's such a joker.
It's brilliant. Honestly, I love it.
Oh, I'm so pleased. And how's everything else going up there?
What, here?
Yeah, is things moving? Are things evolving? Are people starting to see through things a little bit more, or what's the?
Well, when they first announced the whole, it's all over, because obviously we're in Russia or Ukraine, wherever we're supposed to be. People started wearing masks that hadn't worn them before. Yeah, and I had to. The first day I thought I'll just let it go, but then after a couple of days I had to say to them, if you want to use the post office, you're going to have to drop your mask, because I can't hear a word you're saying and we're dealing with money.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I thought I'd better wear it. I said, but you never wore it before when they were saying you had to, and now they're saying you don't have to. And I mean, you know, I'm all against killing the government, but this ain't going to do it, mate. And And then I had a woman come in and I said, oh, can you shut the door? It's a bit cold. She went, no, I need the fresh air. I haven't got a mask. So I said, not being funny, love. I said, but either shut the door or wait outside. So she did. She waited outside.
How interesting.
Yeah. And I said, can I ask you why you did that? I said, it's freezing cold in there. I've got other people in there who are cold. Nobody else had a mask on. But she said, well, I didn't want to catch it. I said, oh, okay, well, you know.
I'm finding it really quite confusing because...
Oh, it's awful. The first few days, I was like, no, this seriously.
Here in the UK, everything has been dropped.
Yeah.
You know, so why?
It got worse after they dropped it.
There's such cognitive dissonance taking place, isn't there?
But it seems to be, I mean, it's not even a small cluster of people. It's not like the elderly. The elderly, fine, they're running about free as a bird.
Yeah.
And they're great. But it seems to be the younger generation.
Oh.
And I can see them putting the mask on outside the door and I go, oh God, here we go, another one. And I just wait for them to come in, you know. But I can't hear them when they've got a mask on because they mumble.
Do you know what? You've just reminded me of something. So I went to see an apartment on Saturday and the lady in there was telling me that her son had got Ron. Yeah. And I was like, oh gosh, that's not good, is it? She's like, no, he's at university. He's 19 years of age and he's triple jabbed.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Utter heartbreak.
Well, that's what I listened to that all day, but I've tuned out of it now.
Yeah.
Because before you say, well, how could he have got it? But now I just don't bother. I just really do not bother with any of it.
I kind of couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But
And
don't forget, I have that all day, so I've got used to it.
Yeah. I just said to her, oh, so they work then?
Yeah, God, fully protected.
Do you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. That's all I'm gonna do is put it out there. Oh, so they work then? You know.
But the other thing is, the 2 tests a week. You know, you're supposed to have. Well, they stopped. You don't have to do them.
All right. Okay.
But Sophie's boss said she still had to do it. And Sophie went, I don't think so. And she said, well, you haven't got any of those, so you need to. And Sophie said, yeah, well, you've got 3 of them, and haven't you, was it? And now Sophie never ever goes back to her boss like that. But she said, I'd had enough that day, Mum, so I just told her. And they haven't had to do one since.
Max, thank you for bringing that up, because something that I got when I was running this morning is we must start, you know, if we need to put a boundary in place, we must do it, even if it comes across as angry or aggressive or whatever, and it's not normal to us. We must be allowing it out of our bodies. It's a very, very important part of the healing process. So thank you for raising that, because a lot of people go, I need to sit in love and light, or I need to hold my tongue, or I can't get angry. No, if you need to tell someone to go F off, you please do that. If that's what you need.
Who the hell goes through their life never angry?
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean? But if you're saying, oh, I can't get angry, where's it going to go?
No, but the thing is, Max, is you can catch yourself getting angry and change it into a different.
Change your wording, yeah.
So, you know, so that you are maybe a little bit, you know, playful with it, for example, or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's how Sophie was. But before, 2 years ago, she used to cry at everything because she couldn't say to her boss what she really felt. She didn't have the confidence.
Good.
And this, she says, Mum, it just literally came out. I said, how did you feel? She went, well, I sort of stood there and thought, well, she's either going to have a go at me or she's going to say nothing and be in total shock. So I said, which one? She went, she was in total shock. And she went back in her room. She said, so I just stood there and went, right, okay, I'll go and teach the rest of these kids. She says, and I couldn't stop laughing about it. She said, I was reading to the kids and luckily it was a funny book. She said, I was laughing my head off because that's the first time I've said something, but I truly meant it. Without getting really knocked at her.
Yeah, and
because it came out quite funny.
And the fact that she was giggling about it, her soul knew that she needed to go on that journey.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? Good on her. Good on her.
So she was.
Go so.
Yeah, she was so proud of herself, and it's not she, and she's not, and she says the good thing about it, because we were talking about it later, was she says I don't feel like I'm bragging that that's what I did to someone else. I'm just releasing the fact that I'm proud of what I just did. And I said, well, there's progress for you.
And it's boundaries. We are all well within our rights to have boundaries. The only people that get annoyed with you for having boundaries are those that either first and foremost don't have boundaries, or those that prey on you not having boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either which way, it's not healthy. So we must step up, because people don't know who we are and what we expect and what we think is okay unless we tell them, unless we show them. And this is very, very, very important. I'm very proud of her.
Yes, I must admit. Yeah. I mean, my eyes popped out of my head when she first told me, because I thought there was going to be another story to it, like there used to be. And then we just both started laughing, because I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's the sort of thing I would say.
Yeah.
But I would say it jokingly. But she said, it was like you suddenly appeared in my head, Mum, and it just came out. I said, well, I do have that effect. It's like Lucy and mine.
I can't help
years
that.
now, this has been in my head.
The amount of people that say to me, God, I was just about to do this and you piped up in my mind. Yeah. And I'm like, sorry.
Always. Not that I mind. Absolutely love it.
So let's talk about Manifestation March, because I think at the moment we're in such a huge period of time whereby shifts are really taking place. And I do think that it's something that we all collectively need to get our heads around. That, you know, we have been through a massively powerful new moon. We are in the month which I can't remember what, I think they called it Master Plan March when I channeled the energy. We're literally living through the master plan right now, but very much this is the period of time in our lives where we can create anything. If you want to have difficulties traveling, because that's what you see, you're going to experience that. If you are seeing that you're going to create a lot of abundance, that is what's going to come to you. And this is a shift that please, all of you hit the thumbs up as you watch this. Let me know that you are getting this, because I've been beating this drum for such a long period of time. Beating my head against the wall, I think, is a proper better way of putting it. We must start recognizing that everything we see, everything we speak, everything we feel, everything we think, did I say think? Whatever. Whatever we are basically doing, we are bringing into our reality.
Definitely.
Like or not, that is where we are at the moment in our lives. So we must own it. We must recognize it, and we must start transforming that so we can start creating the gold.
Because the gold is there.
Oh my gosh, there is so much gold. There is so much gold to be had, like literally just under the surface, but people take one dig and they can't be asked to go any further.
Yeah.
You know, they can't be bothered to see that they're sabotaging with their words, their thoughts, their actions. They can't be bothered to see the fact that by them having this great vision but taking no action is not going to help deliver it. It's a very important period of time that we're in right now.
There is a lot of that around as well, with people saying, oh, you know, I wish this would be better, or I wish that would be better. Then make a plan. Even if you do one thing towards making that, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
It's habit forming.
And actually, you know, in the group yesterday, you might have seen with the comments, but people were like, oh, I really want to create this. And I'm like, okay, what does that look like? What does it feel like? You know, what do you need to do to make it a reality? Because we're also, oh, you know, Lucy wants a healing centre. So, oh, that would be amazing. What are you going to do for it? What's your contribution to it? And this is the important bit. It's all good and well, me like manifesting, or Maxine manifesting, or you watching this now manifesting. But imagine if we could do it collectively. It doesn't matter that my healing centre is going to be like loads of plants everywhere and wood, and yours might be marble. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter the semantics. It matters the collective visions that we are having, and actually thinking about practically how we're going to turn this into a reality.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's so easy to think, I want this. We can all do that. We've been doing it all our lives.
Exactly.
But then we're going to the next thing.
Exactly.
We don't finish that one.
No, and we don't go deep enough to bring it into existence. It's very shallow. It's like gratitude. When you give gratitude for something, it's very shallow, isn't it? What if you go 5 layers down?
Yeah.
Like, what is the real gold that you have to dig so deep for within that set gratitude that you're grateful for? That's what I'm talking about at the moment. We can't be doing this superficial stuff anymore. No. We are so powerful beyond measure, and I love it, because a couple of my clients this week have gone, oh my God, I never realized quite how powerful I am, and they've just got it out of
brilliant.
They've got it. But now it's up to us to really manifest and really create, you know, this powerful existence that any of us can step into, any of us can bring in You know, you don't have to be some spiritual guru or a teacher or anything. Because
but can you imagine if they did dig deep, they're going to wake up every morning and go, my life is amazing, and every day gets better.
Yeah.
And because their day starts off so well, they spread that to somebody else.
Exactly.
And spread that to somebody until we're all gravitating towards the same thing. I've actually got goosebumps even thinking about that. But yeah, we're all gravitating towards this amazing place.
Yeah. And that's
wherever yours might be.
That's how we will bring this in.
Yeah.
Now, people might sit there and be like, oh, this is new age bullshit or whatever. No, it's not. It's wisdom.
Well, you can either come with us or you can stay there.
Wisdom is about recognizing which vibration is higher.
Yeah.
And choosing, like literally choosing where it is that you would like to be. Doing something about it, bringing it in so that you can live your best life. I mean, comment in the comments below or put the thumb up or whatever. Let me know where you sit with this. Like, do you believe that you deserve to live an abundant life and happy and colourful and peaceful and all of those things? Because I do. Now, do I live a peaceful life every single day getting to the peace? Absolutely not. If anything, it's much more noisy, because the only way you can appreciate peace is if you live in noise. You can, you get what I mean? It's this polarity thing that we're living in right now. So we need to step through the treacherous to be able to get to heaven on earth. However, if we manifest it and we collectively agree on thoughts, or even if nobody else is thinking the same, if we're all thinking about love and that higher vibration, we're going to get there quicker.
Oh God,
we are going to turn this into something which is literal heaven on earth.
The other thing I wanted to mention, it's just come back to me, the post office. You know, the stamps have changed.
No,
Did I tell you about them? Yeah. So at the moment they've got the Queen's head on. Yeah. Well, there'll be no heads soon. They're taking the heads off.
That's a big deal.
So funny. So at Christmas you had the Queen's head, and then you had like a little barcode strip at the side. So the stamps are massive now. You used to have 12, but you can only have 8, otherwise the books wouldn't fit in the drawer. And they're doing, what they've said is so that the Royal Mail can just scan the barcode. No, it's not. It's to take out the royal family, because they can't have them associated with the stamps anymore. And they're coming in by November of this year. They've already started with her head still on it. But by November this year, you won't be able to buy any with her head on, because we've had to send all ours back. Yeah,
interesting. So that is interesting, because I remember
she's left Buckingham Palace now.
I remember you saying that you had to send all of the previous stamps back.
There was thousands of stamps I had to send back, and obviously you have to go on the computer and do it. So individually, it took me about 3 days to get them all sent back. Otherwise, we have to pay for them.
Wow.
Yeah, if they're still in our stock drawer, in our safe, when they've cut them off the computer, we have to put the money in for them.
Wow.
Which would have been thousands. I wasn't willing to do that for the Queen's head.
No. Oof.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And that, it's obviously in alignment with, we know that she has got to go at some point. It's just the when now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But I mean, to be fair, I've been expecting to go any time this year. But I think it's her official birthday in April. Her other one, she's got about 3, I think.
Yeah, I believe she celebrates 2 dates, right?
Yeah, I think one's in April.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because I have got it written down. 7th of April. Something's happening by the 7th of April. But that's, we try not to give dates, but I really have a good feeling about the 7th.
Yeah, I do come out with dates, don't I? And that's actually a month today from when we're recording. So I channeled something a while back. I can't remember what, but it was something to do with Lent. Now Lent.
Yes, I did. I haven't found the book with that in.
Lent.
I'll have to look that up.
Today, I think. No, hang on. No, that would have been
tomorrow.
After. When's Pancake Day?
No, that was last week.
Yeah, so I think isn't Lent straight after Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday, until the middle of April.
Oh, it might be.
I don't know. Basically, it's about a 4 or 5 week period that Lent is. So, because I actually Googled it, I was like, I don't even know when Lent is, because I kept being told Lent. And I remember going, oh, it's the 14th of April.
Oh, yes, because people give things up for Lent, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I've cleared all my journals out now. I'm down to 14 from about 22. So I am going to go through them because I need to figure out. And I remember you saying something about it. I just honestly can't remember what it is because I've switched off from it for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I need to get back into it.
I've been making a lot of predictions recently, a hell of a
All
lot of
good.
predictions, and they're all coming true like instantly. So, you know.
Oh, so we've closed the gap then.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. You know, there's me making a statement, and 2 years later it happening. We're like, wow, this is interesting. Look, she predicted this. Now all of a sudden it's like this.
Oh right, I need to start writing things down again. I've got a new book, so we're all right.
It's fascinating. Like this period of time is very exciting.
I feel it's really exciting now. I mean, before it was sort of like, it was fun to know, you know, what you'd said. Obviously I'd remember it, and then something would happen very similar, or that would happen. And then I've obviously switched myself off from social media and everything for the last 2 weeks while I immersed in whatever I needed to do. And I tell you what, it's amazing. Just literally switching off all the noise.
I've been doing it because I've been doing it.
I wake up in the morning and it's like nothing bothers me. It's another great day. It doesn't matter if it's chucking it down with rain.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you've done the right thing. I popped on Facebook yesterday, I think, first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, like I say, for the last couple of weeks I've been encouraging people to do that because March was always going to be as big as it has been.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got started yet. You know, in the next week or so, that's when the catastrophic changes are going to start to happen. So,
well, I told you about HSBC, didn't I? HSBC, I got an alert on my phone on Friday to say they cleared my overdraft.
Yeah.
No other notifications. And I've been talking to a lady a couple of days before, and she said the strangest thing happened. I was £3,000 overdrawn. It's part of her overdraft, but she'd gone over and she says, I was thinking, I'm going to have to put, she was going to close the account anyway, once she paid it. But she said, I couldn't believe it. I've got this alert on my phone to say 3,000 whatever credit into your HSBC account. I said, oh, that's strange, because I've just had it. I mean, mine was £93.77, so a slightly different amount. But then my bank charges over the last 12 years have started to come in. £11.95 credit, and it's building up. So, but the HSBC are now known as HSBC Global, not UK.
Yeah, HSBC are going to be involved in some stuff going forwards.
Yeah. And the other one was Nationwide will be closing all their branches.
Interesting.
Yeah, that came through on the post office. Grapevine, as we call it.
Yeah, shifts are happening, which is really, really good. Amazing. Amazing. Right, I have got a client to go and do shortly, so we're going to have to call it a day there.
Well, it was lovely to be back.
It is good to speak to you also, Max. Everybody, keep focusing on the positive. Keep focusing on, you know, what we are creating. There is no point us keep going over the old. There is no point us keep going back to that dross. It is dross. It's exactly that. It's our past. We are no longer living there, unless obviously you want to stay living there, and then please carry on doing what you're doing. But if you want to step forwards, please do embrace it. It's very important that we are like walking our talk, speaking our truth, and stepping into what we are choosing, because now, this now moment right now, all the way through, you know, March, April and going forwards, whatever you choose is going to be your reality. So choose very, very wisely. Maxine, thank you very much. As always, it's been my absolute pleasure. Ladies and gents, do remember to hit the like button and also hit subscribe if you would like to see more videos with myself. We will catch you all super, super soon in the next video. Lots of love. Have a good day.